All right, welcome back to another game of Precision Baseball. My name is Brian Haferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of this game. We are going to play a two-game series between the 2023 Cubs and the 2023 St. Louis Cardinals. This was played at Busch Stadium in St. Louis on June 24th, and the second game is on June 25th. So just a two-game set here, and we'll finish this one out. I played 3 games between these two at Wrigley Field, and the Cardinals took 2 of 3, just like in real life. I think they may have scored a few more runs overall, but in real life, the Cardinals took 2 of 3 from the Cubs as well. In this one, this series was a split at Busch Stadium, so we'll see what's going on. I keep referencing the stadium because in this game, I'm going to, for the first time, use our stadium sheet. I guess I don't know, our ballparks. So I'm going to do a ballpark for every team. So whatever ballpark you're playing in, you'll be able to have all of the sort of distances and territories. There are going to be plays that are specific to that ballpark. And these are just the hits. So these aren't all the plays. But these are the hits. They're going to be specific to this ballpark. And then I still haven't created the extra base charts yet. You can see down here I have a little bit of manager data on this side, and then I guess the first and third base coaches, or really the third base coach, on taking extra bases. Are they cautious? Are they normal? Or are they aggressive? And once I recreate those first to third and second to home charts, these charts here that used to live on the hit direction and runner advancement. So once I redo these charts here, I'm going to do them as, it'll be first to third, but it's going to have a cautious, a normal, and an aggressive chart. So it'll be 3 different charts for first to third. It'll be 3 different charts for second to home. And maybe we can just put those like this, second to home on this side, first to third on this side. That way you can match up whatever the style of play of the third base coach is. You can match that style of play to the actual chart, and the cautious chart will just have fewer opportunities to advance automatically. The aggressive chart will have more opportunities to advance automatically, even with slower runners. So that's sort of the idea behind that. So we're going to get into this one. This time I'm just going to use these normal first to third and second to home charts that I've been using the whole time. But we will have some stadium specific plays. I'll walk through that. We're going to use a D20 instead of a D10 to get the hit location and type. So hopefully that adds a little bit more depth to the game and makes it a little bit more localized and interesting as well. So let's go through the lineups. For the visiting Cubs, it's going to be Mike Tauchman leading off, playing center. Nico Horner is at second. Seiya Suzuki is batting third in right field. Ian Happ in left field, hitting in the cleanup spot. Swanson is a shortstop. He's in the 5th spot. Bellinger all the way down to the 6th hole. He's at first base. Christopher Morel will DH. He's hitting 7th. Yan Gomes is the catcher in this one. And Nick Madrigal gets a start at third base. He is hitting in the 9th hole. Getting the start for the Cubs on the mound is going to be Justin Steele. Last time we saw him, which was the last game I broadcast or recorded, he pitched a complete game shutout of these Cardinals. So we'll see if he's on his game in this one. For the home team Cardinals, it's Tommy Edman in center field and leading off. Goldschmidt at first base. Nolan Arenado at third is hitting third. Wilson Contreras will be catching in this one. He's hitting 4th. Jordan Walker is the DH, the rookie. He is hitting 5th. Dylan Carlson in right. Lars Nootbaar in left. Paul DeYoung is at short. And Brendan Donovan is the 9th hole hitter. He is playing second base. So we got this one ready to go. We got all of our pitchers lined up here. We got their stamina, and we are ready to rock and roll in this one. So first inning, it's going to be Mike Tauchman, Nico Horner, and Seiya Suzuki against Adam Wainwright. Now Wainwright got roughed up pretty good in this one. In the actual game, give up 11 hits and 6 or 7 runs in just a few innings. So we'll see if he can do any better than that. This is his swan song year. He's retired now, and this was his last year of play. So let's get this one started. He's facing off against Mike Tauchman, a lefty, and he will be a 1-15. Tauchman is for controls. This comes off his card. 684 against a right-hander is going to be a walk. Never a good start to walk your first batter. Tauchman's at first base. He is only a 0 steal. The catcher is a +2. Wainwright is a 0, so I'm not going to steal right now. Nico Horner with the runner at first base and nobody out. This is going to come off of the pitcher card. We got a 333. So a 333 is going to be a fly ball, and we have a highlight play of some sort. So on the first 3D10 roll, if it's a 3 of a kind, and it's within one of these all the way to the walks. So one of these first 5 sort of categories, I guess, is what you would call them. Then we're going to go to our highlight plays. So we got our highlight plays here. It's a fly ball, so we need to find our fly ball plays. Those start right here. And we simply roll our 3D10s, and we reference the chart, 688. The 688 says, deep fly ball to left field. It has the distance, but it's going foul. Foul ball. So deep drive to left field. Almost a home run there for Nico Horner, but the ball goes foul. So we roll again for Horner. This is off his card. A 560 against a righty is going to be a strikeout. So he goes from almost a home run to a strikeout, and that is baseball in a nutshell right there. All right, Seiya Suzuki to the plate. This comes off Wainwright's card. A 925 will be a hit off of his card. 680 against a righty for Suzuki is a double. That is, and now we've got to, oh sorry, we got to redo our chart. I'm going to have to get into the flow of this new chart. So we have a double, and that's in this. We're going to roll our D20. It's an 11. And that is a line drive into right center field. The player who gets the ball is the right fielder. So in right and left center field, you do have to roll to decide who's going to get the ball. So this is a double into right center field. He's going to go to third. Tauchman runs at a +1. The right fielder is Dylan Carlson. He's a +1. So this is all going to be on the runner. We're going to try to score him. We're going to be kind of aggressive here. So he runs at a +1. So we're going to be in this category here, this column. When the base runner speed and the arm of the outfielder, or the arm and plus the range of the outfielder is the same, then it's all on the base runner because he's the one pushing the envelope on that. So we're going to roll against the base runner. It is a 706, which is in the middle, and that is going to be safe at home. So the Cubs get the first run of the game as they send Mike Tauchman around from first on a double to right center field from Seiya Suzuki. And just like that, it is 1-0 Chicago. There's a runner at second base and 1 out here in the top of the first. Ian Happ to the plate. Happ is a 1-17 for control, so this is going to come off his card. 332, almost another highlight play. 332 against a righty is going to be a fly ball, and that goes to, that's a pop-up to second base, 184, no problem on the pop-up. So the second baseman is Donovan. He'll be out on the grass. He catches that one for out number 2. No chance for advancement on a pop-up to an infielder. Two down with Dansby Swanson standing in. Swanson is a 1-12 for controls. Just off the pitcher card. 614 for Wainwright is going to be a strikeout. So Wainwright ends the inning with a K, and he only gives up the 1 run. But the Cubs take a 1-0 lead. We don't move his stamina because it's a strikeout. And we're going to head to the bottom of the first inning. 1-0 Chicago over St. Louis. St. Louis sends up Tommy Edman, Paul Goldschmidt, and Nolan Arenado to the plate against the man of steel, Justin Steele. Edman is a 1-5 for control. He's batting right-handed as a switch hitter. So this is off of Steele's card. 708 against a right-hander is a strikeout. So K for Justin Steele to start this one. Brings up Paul Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt, a right-handed batter. He's also a 1-5 for controls. This comes off the pitcher card. 485 is going to be a line drive. And that goes to right field. Possible error on the right fielder. The right fielder is Seiya Suzuki. He's a -1. It's an error on a 33-83, so that a 078 is an error. So Suzuki gets there, but it bangs off his glove. We're going to call that an E9. And Goldschmidt is on with the error. Runner at first base now with 1 out, and Nolan Arenado to the plate. Arenado is a 1-5 for control. This goes off the pitcher. 317 against a righty is a fly ball. This is popped up to the catcher, and a 101. What is the catcher? The catcher is a 0 error, so he's going to make the catch. That's going to be Jan Gomes making the catch, just into fair territory. So pop out to the catcher for Arenado. Nice pitch. As Justin Steele got inside and got into his kitchen. Pops him up at the plate, and that'll bring up Wilson Contreras to the plate. Right-handed batter against the lefty Steele. He is also going to be a 1-5 for control. It's an 18, so 733 is a strikeout against a righty. So Justin Steele bookends the inning with a couple of strikeouts, and the Cardinals strand 1 in the bottom of the first. It's 1-0 Chicago as we head to the top of the second inning. Wainwright is going to face off against Bellinger, Morel, and Jan Gomes. 644 is going to be a walk. Actually, against a lefty. What is that? It's a strikeout for Wainwright against the lefty. So it'll be out number 1. Wainwright with back-to-back Ks. Brings up Christopher Morel. Morel is a 1-11 for control. It is an 11, so this comes off his card. 861 for him is going to be a base hit. So we have a 10. 10 on a single is going to be a ground ball into center field. Is there an error on the play? No error on the play. And that is going to be a good hit for Christopher Morel, who is at first base now with 1 out. He runs at a 2, but his stealing is a 0, so we'll leave him there. Brings up Jan Gomes. This will come off Wainwright's card. A 053 is a grounder. And that goes to 460. That's right to the second baseman. 668, so, or 686. That means that the second baseman handles it. So let's see what happens on the play. We have a runner at first base, and we're looking here in this column. It's a 436. That's going to be a 4-6 double play chance. So we're going to look at the second baseman's double play rating. This guy's going to be out, so let's go ahead and take our fielder's choice. That's out number 2. And then we'll look at the second baseman. That's Donovan. His double play rating is a -1. So then we look here, we find our double play, it's a -1. So 101 to 360, and it's a good double play. It's a 591. So beating the double play out at first is going to be Yan Gomes, but they do go, it was 4-6, right? So they do go 4-6, and they get 1, and that will bring up Nick Madrigal. So runner at first base is Yan Gomes. He reaches on a fielder's choice. There's 2 outs in the inning, though. We have a 6 to Madrigal, who has control of the at-bat. A 303 is going to be a grounder. That grounder goes to the second baseman. This time it's a 532, no problem on the grab there. And let's make sure everything is okay. 262 with a runner at first base is a 4-3 put out, and that's going to end the inning. So the Cubs strand 1 in the top of the second inning. They lead 1-0 as they head to the bottom of the second. For the Cardinals, it'll be Jordan Walker, Dylan Carlson, and Lars Nootbaar. Walker against Steele is going to be a 1-4 for control, so this comes off the pitcher card. 145 is a grounder, and it's a grounder to the third baseman, no problem at third for Nick Madrigal, who makes a good throw across the diamond. That's out number 1. Standing in with 1 out and nobody on is Dylan Carlson, switch hitter. He's hitting right-handed against the lefty Steele. He is a 1-5 for control, so this comes off his card. 519 against a lefty is a strikeout off the batter card. So that's strikeout number 3 for Justin Steele. Lars Nootbaar to the plate. Nootbaar, lefty batter. He's playing in left field in this one. Sort of a all-everything outfielder, plays a little bit everywhere. He's listed as a primary position in center, but in this series he's played center, left, and right. Against Steele, he is going to be a 1-6 for control. It's a 2, so this comes off his card. 638 against a lefty, though, is going to be a strikeout, as Justin Steele has it working today. That's a 1-2-3 inning with a strikeout, which means he's going to get 1 extra as he moves his stamina back up to 22. There's a video on the channel about how stamina works if you want to look at that. Essentially, when you have this piece of paper, it tells you it's either a +1 or a -1, and you just kind of move it up and down based on those, what happens on the play, sort of like the Status Pro stamina, if you're familiar with that. All right, top of the third we go. Chicago is coming to the plate. Back to the top of the order with Topman, Horner, and Suzuki against Adam Wainwright. Topman is a 1-15 for control, so this is off his card. 839 against a righty is going to be a single. And that will be a blooper into left center field. It's the center fielder that grabs it. Topman runs at a +1. The center fielder is Tommy Edman. He's a -2. So this is going to be all on Edman, and Topman's going to try to stretch that into a double. The way we do that if the runner's speed is greater is we put the onus on the outfielder arm to throw him out. For Tommy Edman, his arm is a +1, so decent enough. A 211 to 360, he'll be out at second base. It is a 0.43, and Topman pushes it a little bit, but he winds up with a hustle double there. So leadoff double for Mike Topman brings up Nico Hoerner. Hoerner struck out in his first at bat. He's a 1 to 14 for control. That means he gets control of the at bat. A 932 seems like it's going to be good things. That's going to be a base hit. It is a line drive down the left field line, and Mike Topman runs at a +1, so second to home down the left field line is a yes. He is going to be safe at the plate with no throw. So that's going to be an RBI for Nico Hoerner as he makes the Cubs lead now 2-0. He runs at a 5, and the left fielder is Lars Nootbaar. He's a -1, so he's going to try and stretch that into a double as well. Again, we look off of the outfield arms. Nootbaar's arm is a +1, so same range, 211 to 360. This time he is going to slide in safely. And so the Cubs taking advantage with their speed as Nico Hoerner, an RBI double. It's now 2-0 Cubs in the top of the third. That'll bring up Seiya Suzuki. Suzuki doubled and drove in a run in his first at-bat. He's got control of the at-bat here, a 965. Could be a lot more than that, as he is a 955 to 1,000 for a home run. Seiya Suzuki lifts one. This is a fly ball deep to left field, and that one is not coming back. That is a 2-run jack for Seiya Suzuki, who turns on an Adam Wainwright curveball that was just hanging right there for him. And that is going to push the score to 4-0 Cubs in the top of the third. Ian Happ to the plate. Happ batting left-handed. He's going to be a 1 to 17 for control, so completely dominates the at-bat. 790 for him against a righty will be a single. And another hit for the Cubs. This will be a ground ball into left center field. Picked up by the left fielder. Happ is a 0. The left fielder is Nootbaar. He's a -1. So I think we're going to go ahead and send Happer too, and see if he can turn this into a double. The lack of ability for the Cardinals to get to the ball, their range is not very good. Their arms are okay. 211 to 360, he's out at second base. It's a 437, and they just keep running wild on these outfielders, and that's another double out of the box for Ian Happ. He's now 1 for 2. And that brings up Dansby Swanson. Dansby Swanson. Swanson is 0 for 1. He struck out in his first at-bat. This is a 631. 631 is at the very, very top of Adam Wainwright's strikeout range, and he does get the K. That's only the first out of the inning. There's already 3 in for the Cubs in this one, and we have 1 down finally in the third. Cody Bellinger to the plates. He struck out in his first at bat. He's a 1 to 16 for control. It is a 16. It's a 007, which is a grounder. That ground ball goes to third base. Play is made by the third baseman. That's who's playing third? Arenado. And let's see what happens on this play. We got a runner at second base, so we're looking here. It's a 273, and that's a 5-3 put out with no runner advancement. So the ball's hit in front of the runner at second base. Arenado looks him back. Makes a good strong throw. No movement. by the runner. And it brings up Christopher Morel to the plate. Morel singled in his first at bat. This is control off of the pitcher. 365 is a fly ball against a righty. That fly ball goes out to center field. No problem in center field on the catch as Tommy Edman makes the catch for the third out. No chance to check on runner advancement there with 3 outs. The Cubs score 3. It's now 4-0 Chicago over St. Louis. To the bottom of the third we go. It's DeYoung, Donovan, and then back to the top of the order for the Cardinals. DeYoung against Justin Steele is going to be just a 1-3 for control. 298 is a fly ball. The fly ball goes out to right field and no problem in right for Suzuki, who squeezes it for out number 1. 1 down in the third. St. Louis looking to get something going. The only runner that's been on base is Goldschmidt, who got on with an error. That's a 7. Brendan Donovan, lefty-lefty matchup. So he's going to be a 1-6 for control. It's a 7. That means it's a ground ball. And that grounder goes to first base. No problem for Bellinger at first, who's going to flip it to the pitcher covering. And 2 quick outs in the third for the Cardinals. Back to the top of the order with Tommy Edman. Edman, a decent player. And he is going to be against a lefty. He's going to be a 1-5 for control. So this is off Justin Steele. 965 will be a hit off the pitcher card. A 183 against the lefty. That's going to be a single. The single is a blooper into center field. That's a little Texas leaguer. And that falls for a hit. Tommy Edman on first with 2 outs. Edman actually pretty good at stealing bases. With the meat of the order, a good hitter coming up. Let's see if we can get him into scoring position. Yan Gomes is a +2. Justin Steele is a +1, so that cancels out the +3. So it's basically 3, and then minus the +3 is a 0. That means he is a 0 on the stolen bases, which is, puts him at average. He's in this column here, but we're going to try to get him into scoring position. A 249 is here. Oh, and he just slides in safely as he is in the green. And that's going to put a runner at second base with 2 outs. So Tommy Edman just beats the throw. And that will be, I don't know if I move that, so I'm not going to move it because I don't want to penalize the pitcher twice. Brings up Nolan Arenado. And, I'm sorry, Paul Goldschmidt. I'd already moved that, huh? Goldschmidt 0 for 1. He got on via an error in his first at bat. Hit it out to Suzuki, who had it go off his glove. It was a line drive. For Goldschmidt, he is a 1-5 for controls. This is off Steele's card. 609 to a righty is a strikeout. So Goldschmidt now 0 for 2 as Steele gets him on the breaking ball. And the Cubs are going to the Cardinals strand a runner at second base. That's going to take us to the top of the 4th inning. Cubs lead this one 4-0 over St. Louis. Wainwright still out there. He is facing off against the bottom of the order. It'll be Gomes, Madrigal, and then back to Tauchman. So he's a 1-11 for control. This comes off the batter card. 38 is going to be a ground ball. That grounder goes to third base. No issues at third base for Nolan Arenado with a good peg to first, and that's going to be out number 1. Already Wainwright has done better than his actual. Let's see if he keeps it up. A 19, this will be off Wainwright's card. 666 is in his walk range, but that's going to be a highlight play. So let's see what happens here. And the walks are at the end. So walks are on the last page. The roll is an 8-18. And an 8-18 says ball 1. If there's a runner at first or second, then roll 3d10. If it's 1 to 600, the lead runner only steals a base. If it's 601 to 1000, it's a double steal. If the runner on first base, if there's a runner on first base, the base runner steals second. Re-roll the at bat. So there is no runner on base. So we'll simply re-roll the at bat. So this is Madrigal with 1 out, nobody on. This is off his card. 756 against a righty is a single. And that's going to be a line drive to left field. As Madrigal is on with a 1 out single. He steals at a +1, which is not as good as the battery. So that would take him down to a 0, I believe. Tauchman to the plate is 1 for 2. He had a double. He scored 2 runs already in this one. He's going to have control of the at bat. It's a 0-1-9, which is a ground ball to shortstop. The shortstop makes the play. And let's see what happens on the play. Shortstop, runner at first, a 0-0-7 is a 6-5. No, what do we have? We have a runner at first. Yeah. Okay, we have a runner at first, and it is an all safe. So that's going to be an infield single. Just has to put that one in his back pocket as he makes the stop on the infield but can't make a play anywhere. So that's going to be an infield single for Tauchman. And the runner goes to second base. We have 2 on now with 1 out. And Nico Horner coming to the plate. A 12 for Horner. He's a 1-14 for control. So this is off his card. 198 will be another ground ball. This is to the first baseman. First baseman makes the play. And let's check out what happens on the play. We have runners at first and second this time with the first baseman. So we're looking here, 248. First and second, that's a 3-6 double play chance. So we're going to look off of the first baseman's double play rating. So we can safely say this guy's out on the 3-6 fielder's choice. That'll be out number 2. We can say this guy's going to go to third on the fielder's choice. Now the first baseman's double play range is Paul Goldschmidt. He's a -1. So let's see if they turn that double play. And it's a 730, and on a -1, that is not a double play turned. So we'll have runners at the corners with 2 outs. So we go 3-6 on the fielder's choice. Brings up Seiya Suzuki. Suzuki hot in this one, 2 for 2. He's already got 3 RBIs, including a 2-run jack to left center field in his last at bat. He is a 1-12 for control. It's a 12. So that's a 372. That'll be a line drive off of Suzuki's bat. That liner goes out to center field, and the center fielder will make the play. So we'll go L8 on that. Because it's the third out, we don't have to check any runner advancement. So the Cubs get a couple on, but they can't get them in, and Wainwright does a good job limiting damage there. Still 4-0 Chicago as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Nolan Arenado to the plate. He popped up to the catcher in his first at-bat. He is a 1-5 for control. It is a 5. And this is a 0.93, which is a ground ball against a lefty. 6.77 is a grounder to short. And the shortstop, Swanson, is going to make a good throw to first for out number 1. Steele largely in control of this game. He's only given up 1 hit so far in 3 1/3. Contreras is a 1-5 for control, so this comes off his card. 6.57 against a lefty is going to be a walk, so he takes a walk against the left-hander, and he'll be at first with 1 out. Brings up Jordan Walker. Walker grounded to third in his first at-bat. Walker is a 1-4 for control, but he does get control here. 253 will be a fly ball. That goes out to center field. 884, no problem for the center fielder. That is Tauchman who makes the catch. And let's see if there's any runner advancement on the play. We have our outfield catch runner advancement chart. We're in center field with a runner at first base. 734 is here. There's no advancement. Sometimes you have to go on those, so I just try to make sure that I roll off of that sheet, even though it's highly unlikely you would send the runner Contreras from first base. But if it's a deep fly ball, he might feel the need to run. Brings up Dylan Carlson, I'm sorry. He's hitting right-handed. He's a switch hitter. So he's a 1-5 for control. This comes off of the pitcher's card. 5.99 against a righty is a strikeout. Justin Steele completes the inning with a strikeout of Dylan Carlson. And the Cardinals go down in the fourth. They strand a runner at first base. Still 4-0 Chicago over St. Louis. We're going to send Wainwright out there for 1 more inning. Let's see if he can get through 5. It'll be Ian Happ, Dansby Swanson, and Cody Bellinger to the plate. Happ, a hustle double in his last at-bat. He is hitting left-handed against a righty. He's a 1-17 for control, so this is off the batter card. 6.33 against a righty is a walk. Dansby Swanson steps up. He's over 2. He's got a couple of strikeouts. Wainwright with 4 strikeouts in this one. 7.96 against a righty is going to be a single. And that will be a ground ball into left center field as he gets it by the shortstop. And let's see about the running. First to third for Happ. He's a 0. Left center field is going to be my choice. Who picks it up? That is picked up by the left fielder. Left fielder is Newtbar, who is a -1 total. Swanson is a 0, so that's going to be all on Newtbar to throw him out at third base. So we're going to send the runner to first to third. And Newtbar is a +1 arm. It's a 191, and that's going to be safe at third. still don't have the trailing runner chart yet, so I'm just going to leave Swanson at first. That'll be runners at first and third with nobody out. And I think maybe it's time to get a new pitcher in here. That's what I'm feeling. All right, new pitcher for the Cardinals is going to be Zach Thompson. I was impressed by the one outing that he had in a previous game, so I'm going to put him into the game. Stamina is an 11. He did pitch, 65 innings, almost 66 innings. So I feel like he is going to be a long option in this one. He'll be facing off against Bellinger, Morel, and Gomes. There are runners at the corners with nobody out. 4-0 is our score. St. Louis is having a hard time with Justin Steele, so we're going to go ahead and play the infield in, which any ground balls will be using our infield in chart. So let's see what Zach Thompson can do. Against Bellinger, he is going to be a... Bellinger's a 1-11 for control, so this comes off his card. 334 against a lefty is a fly ball, as Bellinger lifts this one to second base. Not a very big hit there. That's a pop up to second that's going to be caught, and that's a huge first out for Zach Thompson. Still going to play the infield in to keep that run from third from scoring, but they're one step closer. Morel stands in. He's a right-handed batter. Against lefties, he's totally normal, and Thompson is a -2 against righties. So 1-8 for control for Morel. This is off Morel's card. 374 against a lefty is a line drive. That's hit to left field. The left fielder is there to make the play. So we'll go L7 on the putout and see if there is an advancement by that runner at third base. Basically, how deep was the ball hit, and will there be any advancement? So runners at first and third is what we have. 970 is here, and that is the player's choice. So the gamer has a choice here. The runner at third base is Ian Happ. He runs at a 0. Lars Nootbaar in left field is a +1. So that's going to be all on the base runner. Let's go ahead and try it. We'll try to advance. So he's a 0. He's in this column here. And we have a play at the plate. So Nootbaar to the plate, a 361 is right here, and he is going to be safe at home. So coming home on the sacrifice fly is going to be Ian Happ. That is an RBI for Christopher Morel, and that makes the score 5-0 Cubs over St. Louis. Yan Gomes to the plate, 1 on and 2 outs. It is a 5 is going to be control for the batter. 587 against a lefty is a strikeout. So Thompson comes in. He does give up 1 run, but mainly limits the damage as he came in with runners at first and third, nobody out. That run gets charged to Wainwright. He gave up 5. All earned, and that's going to close the book on Adam Wainwright. 4 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts in this one. So Zach Thompson comes in and does the work, and we head to the top or the bottom of the 5th inning. 5-1 is our score. Chicago over St. Louis. Justin Steele going strong for the Cubs, and he'll face off against Nootbaar, DeYoung, and Donovan. He's a 1-6 for control. So this is off the pitcher card. 501 against a lefty is a strikeout for Steele. Steele dominant in the 2 outings that we've seen him, but you know his FIP is about a 3.4 or so. 7 Ks on the day. All those strikeouts make you feel good, keep you in the game. This is Paul DeJong to the plate. DeJong is a right-handed batter. He's a 1-3 for control, so he has control of the at-bat. 980 could be good things off the lefty. That's going to be a double. And that will be a blooper down the right field line that he gets 2 out of. Let's see. No error on the play in right field. So Paul DeJong is going to wind up at second base with 1 out. Brings up Brendan Donovan to the plate. Only the second hit of the day for the Cardinals. Donovan is a 1-6 for control, so it's off his card. 7-13 against a lefty is a walk, and so maybe a storm is brewing here for the Cardinals as they get 2 on in the bottom of the 5th. There's only 1 out, and we're back to the top of the order with Tommy Edman. Edman, a switch hitter. He's sitting right-handed. So he's going to be a 1-5 for control. This is off of Justin Steele's card. It's going to be a hit. The hit type is a single. That is a blooper down the left field line. And that's going to be a single here. That's going to push everybody up a base. Let's see, this guy runs at a 0, DeJong. And second to home on a left field line, that is going to be a score. So he comes around to score on the bloop single to left field. And Donovan runs at a +3, so first to third. Left field line, first to third. So we can see if he goes to third or not. He runs at a 3. And the left fielder is Ian Happ. He's a 0. So definitely it's going to be on Happ. But he does have a good outfield arm. But they're going to test him. Donovan wants to get to third. And so he's chugging around the bases. Pushing his way to third, 265. And he will be just safe under the tag. Good hustle. Good throw. And good hustle as Brendan Donovan got a good read on it. He goes first to third. That will be an RBI for Tommy Edman. 5-1 now our score as the Redbirds get on the board. Still just 1 out and runners at the corners for Paul Goldschmidt. So Goldie is 0 for 2. He struck out in his last at-bat. He's just a 1-5 for control. This comes off of Steele's card. A 179 is a ground ball against a righty. That goes to the second baseman, and it's caught by the second baseman. We have runners at the corners, and let's see what happens on this play. 778. So it's this line, runners at the corners. That's going to be a 4-6 double play chance. As we start the double play, we're looking at the second baseman's double play rating. That will be Nico Horner, who is a +1. So this guy's going to be out on the fielder's choice. That's out number 2. If they can't turn this, then that second, or the second run's going to score. Double play. He's a +1. We're looking up here. I normally wouldn't take this and move it back and forth, but I'm just showing everybody because we're on camera. 606 to a +1. That's going to be a double play turned. Nice job by the Cubs infield, and that's going to be an ending double play as we go 6-4 to 3. Actually 4-6 to 3. And nice job. getting out of that one from Justin Steele. They do give up 1 run. The Cardinals get their first run on the board. We don't move this guy because his stamina, because it's a double play. Double plays give you a +1 boost, so he's going to stay there. Zach Thompson's still in the game for the Cardinals. He's going to start his 2nd inning of work. He'll face off against Madrigal and then back to the top of the order with Topman and Horner. Madrigal is going to be a 1-8 for control, so this comes off the pitcher. 333 though, against a righty is going to be a fly ball, but that is some sort of wacky play, highlight play. Let's see what happens. Highlight play for a fly ball. Okay. So we've got our fly balls here. A 353. That falls in here. High fly ball to deep left field. The left fielder waits at the warning track, jumps, and catches the ball. If there's less than 2 outs, the runner on third scores. So hit high and deep to left field. The left fielder is Hap. He waits for it at the wall, jumps at the last second, and comes down with it. That's going to be out number 1. A dramatic F7 as Madrigal almost pokes one out. But instead, it turns into out number 1. Not a robbery of a home run, but just up against the wall, jumped up at the last minute and caught it. So that's going to be Mike Topman to the plate now. Topman 2 for 2. He's been on base all 3 times. Facing off against a lefty, he is just a 0. So 1-9 for control. And this comes off of the pitcher card. 804 against a lefty will be a walk. Second walk of the day for Topman. He's on at first. He's just a 0 stolen base guy. They're up 5-1. And the heart of the order coming up with starting with Nico Horner. Even Steven here, so this comes off the pitcher card. 670 against a righty is a strikeout. Nice pitch from Thompson, and that'll be out number 2 in the inning. That'll bring up Seiya Suzuki. Suzuki, extremely successful in this game. He's 2 for 3. He's got 3 RBIs, double, and a home run. This comes off Thompson's card. 290 will be a fly ball that is popped up to first base. No problem at first base. And Goldschmidt squeezes it down the right field line for out number 3. So the Cubs get a runner on, but they can't get him around, and they lead this one 5-1 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Justin Steele still cooking in this one. Looking good so far. Nolan Arenado in the game. A little trouble last inning. Let's see how he does with the heart of the order here. It'll be Arenado, Contreras, and Walker for the Redbirds. An 8 against a righty. He is a 1-5 for control. So this is off of the pitcher card. 902 is going to be a hit. It is a 225. So that's going to be a single. We have a blooper down the right field line as he hits it off the end of the bat. And that's going to be a single for Nolan Arenado. The right fielder is Seiya Suzuki. He is a 0. Arenado, it runs at a 0. So we'll just leave him there. No advantage from the base runners end. Brings up Wilson Contreras. Wilson Contreras is 0 for 1. Against a lefty, he's a +1. And that makes him a 1-5 for control. So this is off the pitcher card. 395 is a fly ball. That is popped up to second base, and no problem at second for Nico Horner. Grabs that little flare. That's going to be out number 1. So 1 down now with a runner at first base. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Cubs lead this one 5-1. Redbirds looking to get some offense going against Justin Steele. It's been a tough day so far. Jordan Walker's just a 1-4 to control, but he does have control of the at-bat. 187 won't really matter. That's a ground ball. That goes to the third baseman. Good catch at third. And let's see what happens on the play. We have a runner at first base and a ground ball to third. A 300 on a grounder to third is here, and that will be a 5-4 double play chance. So this guy will be out on the fielder's choice. That's out number 2, and we'll see if they can turn the double play to end this one. The third baseman is Nick Madrigal. He's a 0 on his DP rating. 541 to 7. It'd help if we rolled all of them that were right. So a 397 is he's a 0, so that's going to be not turned, as Jordan Walker just beats out the throw to first as they try to go around the horn but can't complete. So we have 2 down now in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Dylan Carlson to the plate with a runner at first base. 14, that's going to come off of Steele's card. 527 against a righty is another strikeout for Justin Steele as he ends the inning with a K and a flare. So the Cardinals strand 1 in the 6th. I'm going to leave that there for the strikeouts. And we head to the top of the 7th inning. It's 5-1 Cubs over the Cardinals. And let's go ahead and leave Thompson in, at least for this batter. He's got an advantage against Happ. Happ is a 1-8 for control. He gets control of the at-bat. A 648 against a lefty is a strikeout, though. So he hits just 225 against left-handers. A little higher strikeout percentage and fewer walks. So Happ, definitely a better left-handed hitter than right. So you leave him in. Dansby Swanson about the same, and we'll see how this confrontation goes. He's going to be a 1-8 for control. So off the pitcher card, 877 is a hit. A 672 will be a double for Dansby Swanson. And that double is a bloop down the right field line. Dansby Swanson cruises into second base with a 1-out double, and that'll bring Cody Bellinger to the plate. I don't know. I don't know that there's a much better option at this point. So we're going to try to let Thompson get out of this. So Bellinger is a +2 and Thompson is a -1. So 1-11 for control for Bellinger. This goes off the pitcher card. 499 against a lefty is going to be a line drive. And a line drive to 100 is a line drive to left field. 158. That'll be a catch in left field. So the left fielder is Lars Newbar. He's a -1, by the way. So let's see if there's any runner advancement. I don't think there would be on a line drive to left. You can see here that it's all my choice. I'm not going to send the runner. No need to do that with 2 down. So that's going to bring up Christopher Morel. Morel is 1 for 3. He's got an RBI. He had a sac fly line drive to left field in his last at bat. It's 5-1 Cubs over the Cardinals. Cardinals looking to get out of this 7th inning and give themselves a shot at a little bit more offense. Morel is a 0 against lefties. That makes him a 1-8 for control. So this comes off the pitcher's card. A 604 against a righty is going to be another strikeout. So Zach Thompson bookends the inning with a couple of Ks. He's going to get out of this outing having given up no runs, and that is a good outing for the Cardinals as he picked up the starter, Adam Wainwright. Wainwright gave up 5 runs and 4 innings, and those are the 5 runs for the Cubs. So 5-1 is our score. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning, and it'll be the 7th inning stretch. And we're back from the stretch. We are starting the 7th inning. Justin Steele out there for more work. He's probably got another inning or 2 left in him. Depends on how he does with these batters. He's at the bottom of the order. It's Nootbaar, DeYoung, and Donovan. So far, the bottom of the order is 1, 4, 5. And Nootbaar against lefties is a 0. That's part of it, is he's not got a lot of opportunities for control, but he does get control here on this at bat. 527 though is going to be a strikeout, as Justin Steele has been dealing in this one, and that's going to help his stamina as well, help him stay out there a little bit longer. Again, he threw a complete game shutout in the last game against the Cardinals. That was the last one that I recorded. DeYoung is going to be a -1. He's only a 1-3 for control, so this is off of the pitcher card. 810 will be a hit, and could be a good hit. 855 off a lefty is going to be a double. And that will be a line drive down the left field line. And let's see if there's an error out there. No error on the plate. Has to get it back in, but that's going to be a 2-bagger with 1 out. Paul DeYoung now 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. Brings up Brendan Donovan. Donovan walked in his last at bat. He is a 1-6 for control, so he does have control. A 9-12 against a lefty is going to be a single. That single goes to, that's a line drive to right center field. And that's picked up by the center fielder. That's Tauchman. So a line drive to right center field is a base hit. That's going to score Paul DeYoung as he comes in with the 2nd run of the ball game. Donovan runs well. Center fielder Tauchman is a +2. Donovan is a +3. So it's going to be a little bit of strength on strength as Tauchman gets to the ball. Donovan's going to try to stretch it into a double. And we're in this column here. 361 to 540. He'll be gunned down at second. Otherwise, he's safe. 575. Wow. Just out of the range. As he slides in safely, makes a good slide into second base. And Donovan is going to be in there with a hustle double out of the box. So 2 in now. It's now 5-2. Cubs over the Cardinals. Tommy Edman back to the plate. He's 2 for 3 in this one. Against lefties, he's a +1. That makes him a 1-5 for control. So he does get control of the at-bat. 605 against a lefty is going to be a strikeout, though, as Justin Steele still has it. And that is out number 2. So 2 down, runner in scoring position for Paul Goldschmidt. Let's see if he can pick up that RBI. It's a 3 against a lefty. So he has control of the at-bat. 185 will be a fly ball that goes out to center field. 162. That's going to be a good play in center field by Tauchman. who squeezes it for the 3rd out. But the Cardinals creep a little bit closer with a run in the bottom of the 7th inning. That's probably going to be it for Justin Steele. And it's definitely going to be it for Zach Thompson. So let's go ahead and get a new pitcher in for the Cardinals. All right, new pitcher for the Cardinals is going to be Drew Verhagen. Verhagen -1 against righties, +1 against lefties, so not quite as good against left-handers. But he'll be facing a couple of righties to start this one. Bottom of the order up for the Cubs, Yan Gomes, Nick Madrigal, and then back to the top of the order. We are in the top of the 8th inning. It's 5-2. Cubs lead the Cardinals. Game reset here. Adam Wainwright, 4 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs. Zach Thompson came in 3 innings, only 1 hit given up, no runs, 4 Ks and only 1 walk. So let's see if Verhagen can keep it close and give the Cardinals a chance in this one. We are at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. We're playing with our new stadium sheets, and we have Yan Gomes to the plate. Gomes is 0 for 3. He struck out in his last at bat. He's going against a right-hander this time, so he's a 0, and that makes him a 1-9 for control. This comes off the pitcher card. 841 against a righty is going to be a hit by pitch. So not exactly how you want to come out, as he comes inside to Yan Gomes, and he hits him with a pitch. Brings up Nicky Madrigal. Madrigal is even Steven with Verhagen. So this gives him control. 702 against a righty is a walk. So things are going from bad to worse for Verhagen. We're going to go out and do a mound visit, and we're going to leave them at 3 there. So pitching coach goes out to talk to Verhagen, maybe see something in his windup. Let's see if it straightens him out. He's back to the top of the order with Mike Tauchman. 2 on, nobody out for the Cubs. Verhagen is not as good against lefties. So Tauchman is a 1-12. He does have control here. 827 against a righty is going to be a base hit. And that will be an infield hit. So, boy, it just, when it rains, it pours, right? So that's going to load the bases for Nico Hoerner. Hoerner in this game has struck out twice. He's 1 for 4. He does have an RBI double and a run scored. And the Cardinals really got to play this one out. Hoerner is going to be a +3. Verhagen is a -1 against righties, so that makes Hoerner a 1-12 for control. Control for Hoerner, 945, is going to be a base hit against a right-hander. That's a 10. 10 is going to be a ground ball into center field. Let's see if there's an error. No error on the play. So that's going to be a ground ball up the middle into center field. Everybody's going to move up at least 1. That's going to score the run from 3rd. Let's see. Madrigal is a -3 on his running. So that is our choice whether to score him or not. A -3 against Edmund, who is a -2. We're just going to hold everybody up there. I mean, he can't do anything if nobody else can do anything if he doesn't try to score. And sort of a disastrous inning here for Verhagen. He's faced his minimum, so we're going to get him out of the ballgame. All right, so that was a very unsuccessful first performance for Verhagen. And we're going to bring in Chris Stratton. Stratton, setup man for the Cardinals, had a really good season. About a 250, about a 250 FIP. Better against lefties than righties, but he will be facing off against some right-handers here. Let's see if he can get him out. He's got a stamina of 5. Verhagen goes, he gets no outs, gives up 2 hits, a walk, and a hit batsman. And the bases are loaded one is already in for the Cubs at 6-2, and the Cardinals are going to be forced to play the infield in, so any ground balls will come off of our infield in chart. Justin Steele is going to be replaced, so not so worried about where he was. He was somewhere around there. So this is going to be Chris Stratton against Seiya Suzuki. Infield is in, trying to cut down the run at home. Suzuki against a righty is a +1. Stratton is a -2, so that's a 1-9 for control for the batter. He gets control. 754 against a righty is going to be a single for Seiya Suzuki. That's a clean single, a ground ball down the left field line. And that's definitely going to score this guy. And Topman runs at a +1. And so he is going to be a yes on the score. First to third for Horner is up to me. I think we'll hold him at second. That's going to be a 2 RBI single for Seiya Suzuki. And that clears out this guy. He gives up I guess he's still responsible for that guy, so it hasn't closed the day yet. Ew. Still nobody out. Runners at first and second, and 3 already in for the Cubs, as this one is getting out of hand late. Ian Happ is batting left-handed, so they are even Steven. A 4 goes to the batter. 296 against a righty is a fly ball. That goes to 741. That's a fly ball out to center field. The catch is made in center, so that'll be the first out of the inning. As Bellinger, or I'm sorry, it's Edman that makes the catch out there. And let's see about runner advancement. Is it deep enough to get the run home, or the runner to third? Runners at first and second, 0-14. That's going to be runner has to go. So 1-30. Runners at first and second, he has to go. So we're going to have a play at third base. Maybe this is a deep fly ball. Nico Horner runs at a 5. The center fielder is a -2. So this is going to be all on the center fielder to try to throw him out. Edman is a +1. We got to play at third. 531 is going to be safe at third base. So on the deep fly ball, Nico Horner advances to third. And we have 1 out with runners at the corners now. I already moved that. So Happ does move the runner along with a deep fly ball. And Dansby Swanson stands in. Swanson is 2 for 4. Started the day rough, but has added a single and a double in his last 2 at-bats. He's going to be a 1-9 for control. So it's off the pitcher card. 765 is a walk. And the Cardinal bullpen has been imploding. So that makes the bases loaded again. They're going to play the infield in again with 1 out. Try to cut the runner down. Bellinger is a +2. Stratton is a -3. So a 1-9 for control for Belly. He gets it. 767 against a right-hander is a single for Bellinger. And the hits just keep on coming for the Cubs. This is a blooper into left center field. And that will be picked up by the center fielder. So let's see if there's an error on the play. No error. So that's going to score the run. Horner comes in. And Suzuki is a -2. And he will score on a blooper to left center. And Swanson runs at a +3. And it's our choice. We'll just go ahead and stop him there. That's going to be a 2 RBI single for Cody Bellinger. And Chris Stratton is being left out there to dry. He's given up 1 official run. All 4 runs are being charged, or 4 runs are going to be charged to Verhagen. As everybody he put on base has come home to score. The Cubs have put up 5. They now lead 10-2. And we're in the top of the 8th inning. Everything comes off of the batter card when we leave the pitcher out there with the 0 stamina. Christopher Morel is a 1-8. Well, he's not. He's got control. So 521. He's got runners at first and second. 521 against a righty is going to be a strikeout as Stratton gets out number 2. So 2 down in the inning, and that'll bring up Yan Gomes to the plate. We'll give him a +1 for the strikeout. You can't go down for the batter because there's no negatives. So we're just going to give him the +1. That's how I do it. Yan Gomes to the plate. And he is going to be a 1-8 for control. So this comes off his at bat, or his card. 673 against a righty is going to be a strikeout for Yan Gomes. So back-to-back Ks for Stratton, who gets out of the inning finally. But they do give up 5 runs. It's now 10-2, Cubs over the Cardinals. And we're going to get a new pitcher for the Cubs as Justin Steele. He went 7 innings and gave up only 2 runs. And we'll come back with his totals after this. All right, new pitcher for the Cubs is going to be Michael Rucker, right-handed pitcher. He can go 5 batters for his stamina. He's perfectly average. He's got about a 4.8 FIP. Overall, does better against righties than lefties. He'll face Arenado, Contreras, and Walker here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Cubs have a 10-2 lead. Justin Steele out of the game. He is on the hook for the win. 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 2 walks, and 10 strikeouts in 7 innings. So terrific day for the number 1 starter for the Cubs. All right, Rucker faces off against Arenado. Arenado's a 1-13 for control. This is going to be a ground ball, though. And that grounder goes to third base. And no problem at third base. For Nick Madrigal. Madrigal, strong throw across the diamond. That's going to be out number 1. Brings up Wilson Contreras. Contreras 0 for 2. He does have a walk. This will come off Contreras' card. 892 against a righty is going to be a single. As he gets his first base hit of the day, that's going to be a line drive into left field. No error on the play. So Contreras on with 1 out. And it'll be Jordan Walker to the plate. Walker, big right-handed stick. He was a rookie last year. He is 0 for 3 in this game. He has a 1-11 advantage. So a 0-0-1 will be a ground ball. That goes to second base. Second baseman is Nico Horner. He'll make the play. That's going to be, well, let's see what happens on the play. Runner at first, second baseman 423. He is here, and that's going to be a 4-6 double play chance, about what I thought it would be. So we're going to get the fielder's choice here. That's out number 2. And let's check Horner's double play rating is a 1. So let's see if he gets it going for the Cubbies. A 688 for a 1 is going to be a double play as Horner gets it started, and that's going to get the Cubs out of the inning. 6-4-3 on the double play. Nice pitch from Rucker as Jordan Walker hits into an ending double play, and that's going to be all she wrote for the Cardinals in the 8th inning. It wasn't a 1-2-3 inning, so not going to give Rucker that. But we head to the top of the 9th inning. Chicago is up 10-2, and we need to get a new pitcher for the Cardinals. So let's just bring in Gallegos. For Stratton, it's 1 inning of work. He gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. There was 1 walk and 2 Ks. He didn't hit anybody, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 batters. As 10 batters came to bat in the inning, and he faced 6 of them. So it's 10-2. Giovanni Gallegos is into the game. He's a right-handed pitcher. He'll face off against Nicky Madrigal, Topman, and Horner. So let's pick up the 9th inning. 16, that goes off of Giovanni Gallegos' card. 139 will be a ground ball. That grounder goes to first. No problem by the first baseman, as Goldschmidt is going to take it to the bag himself. That'll be out number 1. Gallegos is a 4. Yeah, it's going to bring up top of the order again, Mike Topman. Topman is 1, 2, 3 for 3. He's got a couple of doubles, or he's got a double, a couple of singles. He's scored 3 runs. He has a couple of walks. Topman's done pretty much everything in this game. Lefty against Gallegos is going to be a even Steven. So this goes off the pitcher card. 730 against a lefty is a walk. Brings up Nico Horner to the plate. Horner is 2 for 4, 2 for 5. This will be his 6th at-bat of the day, as the Cubs are hitting around on St. Louis pretty good in this one. I believe the score of the actual was 9-1. I want to say that that's what it was. Nico Horner is a right-handed batter, so he's going to be a 1-11 for control. So it's off the pitcher card. 865 will be a hit. A 276 is a single, and that will be an infield hit for Nico Horner, who beats it out at first, and that puts runners at first and second. Seiya Suzuki to the plate. Say it ain't so, Seiya. Seiya the player. 3 for 5. He's got 5 RBIs, so he has been a player today. 69 for Suzuki against a righty is going to be a ground ball. That was a terrible roll. 136 is a grounder to first base. 933. Goldschmidt picks it up. Let's see what happens. Could be anything. So runners at first and second. 396 is here, and that's going to be a 3-6 double play chance, but we're using the runners grounded into double play to see if he beats it out at first. So this guy will be out on the fielder's choice. That is out number 2. He goes here on the fielder's choice. And let's see, the grounded into double play rating for Seiya Suzuki is on his card. So it's a +1. So he actually grounds into more double plays than the average. You can see here, green is a double play. So as you go higher, you get more double plays. And we are looking at the second column there. 807 is here. 807 is going to be a double play, as Seiya Suzuki grounds into the 363 inning ending double play. Nice play by Paul Goldschmidt to get the Cards out of the 9th inning. They don't give up any runs, even though they put 2 runners on. Good job by Gallegos getting out of it. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Cubs lead this one 10-2, and they are just looking to close this one out mercifully. If I was playing it on the a digital game, I would just simulate the rest of the game. But we're going to play it out here on the tabletop. It's Rucker in the game, trying to close this one out. He'll face off against Dylan Carlson, Lars Nootbaar, and Paul DeJong. Oh, is this straight? I don't know. I can't tell if things are straight on the camera or not. It really bugs me when they're not. So, Carlson is a left-handed hitter, so he's a -1. He's a 1-9 for control. So this comes off the pitcher card. 390 is going to be a line drive. Actually, it's going to be a fly ball. So 466. That's a fly ball out to right field, no problem. In right field for Seiya Suzuki, who's going to make the catch for out number 1. 1 down in the bottom of the 9th inning. Cardinals down 10-2. Looking for a huge rally. This is going to come off of the pitcher card. 889 against a lefty. Oh, it's just into his hit range. So that's going to be a 219. That's a single. And it'll be a ground ball to right center field as he gets it by the second baseman. It's going to be picked up by the center fielder. And possible error on the play. 069. The center fielder is Tachman. And he is going to not make an error. So base hit into right center field. Nootbaar runs at a 1. Tachman is a +2. So that would be all on Lars Nootbaar. No need to push the envelope when you're down by 8. So you mostly need base runners. Paul DeJong to the plate. DeJong is 2 for 3. He's got a couple of doubles and a couple of runs scored. He's going to be a 1-9 for control. So this comes off of Rucker's card. 288 against a righty is a fly ball. That fly ball goes out to, it's actually a pop up to third base. 137 will be a good catch. It is Nick Madrigal making the catch on the pop up. That's going to be 2 down. It'll be Brendan Donovan to the plate. Donovan, a lefty. 760 against a right-hander will be a base hit for Donovan. 15 is a ground ball into right field. Suzuki picks it up with no problem. And let's see, Nootbaar is a 1. So a 1 on a ball to right field is going to go to third. So he goes to first to third on the play. And Donovan sets up the cards with runners at the corners and 2 down. Tommy Edman stands in. He is 2 for 4. A 565 against a righty is a strikeout. And that's how this one is going to end, as Rucker gets the strikeout for out number 3. He strands a couple of runners in the 9th inning. He had a nice performance here, coming in 2 innings, giving up no runs. And the Cubs win this one 10-2. Like I said, I believe that the actual score in this one was 9-1, if I'm not mistaken. So the difference was the runs didn't come via the bullpen. It came from Adam Wainwright. So let me do the totals in this one, and we'll come back and finish this one out. All right, and we are back with the totals. It is a 10-2 victory for the Chicago Cubs over the Cardinals. They had 10 runs on 15 hits. They did commit 1 error. For the Cardinals, it was 2 runs on 9 hits and no errors. So they were getting on base, just couldn't get the big one. Had a couple of double plays here as well, which really hurt them. A couple of inning-ending double plays. So that killed a couple of rallies. The win is going to go to the man of Steele, Justin Steele. The loss is going to go to Adam Wainwright. Rucker comes in 2 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 1 strikeout and no walks, and took care of the Cardinals in the 8th and 9th. Tough day for Verhagen. goes 0 innings, gets no outs, gives up 2 hits and 4 runs. Stratton came in, tried to clean up the mess, and Gallegos gives them 1 scoreless inning in relief. Zach Thompson, a hero, 3 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 4 Ks and 1 walk. He came in for Adam Wainwright, who did better than he did in the actual game. He went 1 more inning and gave up fewer runs. So that was a positive. Also positive using our new stadium cards. Nothing about the stadium came into play, but it was fun. There were a lot more interesting things that happened because of that. So we'll see how things go with that as it continues to progress. I had someone on the YouTube channel on the video that I introduced those ballpark pages who said we should remove the manager stuff and put it into a different place. I agree. Whenever I did it and then I did that video, I thought that's going to cause a problem because now I would have to have both sheets, both the Cubs and the Cardinals, in order to see both managers. So that's not going to work out pragmatically very well to just have it on the stadium card or page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove those. I'm going to put all those managers onto their own sheet. I'll also be able to kind of programmatically do some of those things as well, so it'll make it a little bit easier for me if I did that, rather than having to do that on the individual stadium pages. So maybe that'll make things a little bit easier actually on me as well. So we're going to have that. We have that for all of the demo teams. I have the home team stadiums. So you can actually pick that up on the Facebook page. If you go to Facebook and look in the groups and you search for Clark and Addison Gaming Company, you'll find us, answer a few questions, and I'll let you into the group. It's a private group. I do that just to get rid of spammers and ridiculous stuff that goes on in private groups. So it's not really like there's anything private in the group. It's just to kind of keep other people out who aren't there for tabletop baseball, or tabletop sports. So that's the only reason for doing that. Is not some sort of exclusive club or something. Just answer a few quick questions. It's just to weed out spammers and stuff like that. So go there. In the file section, you'll find this stadium ballpark file. It has all of the stadiums that I was talking about, plus Busch Stadium, which isn't part of the demo. The Cardinals are not part of the demo teams, but you will have Busch Stadium. So if you want to do an exhibition game and just you love Busch Stadium and you want to play, you could do that. But all the other files are there for you to test. If I'm just asking testers to play 10 or 20 games, just let me know what your impressions are. Are there things that can be improved? I'm continuing to play and to work on things as well. So the game is evolving in real time between testers giving me feedback and I am also giving myself feedback and thinking about, okay, here's a place that's getting stuck, or here's a place that needs more detail, or I really don't want to have to guess at what to do here. So I need to create something to make sure that we're not guessing at things. But the game is coming along fine. I really like it. I'm not a huge player of tabletop games. I mean, I'm obviously creating them, but I actually really like to play this game. It feels like baseball to me. It kind of has a pacing of a baseball game, which a lot of people don't like. I understand. They want to be able to zip through baseball, but that's just not the way the sport is played. And so it just kind of has the feel and the pacing of a baseball game, which I really like. Most games, they feel like they're going too fast for me. And it feels like I can't properly think my way through the game because everything is just and happening so quickly. Even on bases like that. I mean, I made it to be like that. That's why it's like that. And it's great if you just want like a quick, fun game that doesn't take a long time to play. But if you actually want to think about things, especially base running and fielding, then this game is going to give you a lot of this game is going to give you a lot of options and opportunities to be able to get some interesting things happening that you just can't get from kind of a quicker playing APA Basic or something like that. So hopefully it joins the ranks of the sort of grown-up baseball games. I think sometimes people think I don't make grown-up games, but I am more than capable. It's just I'm trying to create games mostly that break some barriers, like especially time barriers, and also sabermetrics. That was what on-base baseball was about. If you want to learn more about all of my games, you can go to clarkandaddisongaming.com, clarkandaddisongaming.com. And you can see football, baseball, and basketball games that I have there for sale. I'm also hosting some games for others, like some quick play games, which are pretty cool and a little bit different than some of the other quick play games that are on the market. So be sure to check those out. And then this game is not available for sale, but it's in the testing phase. So we're just trying to make sure that we iron out everything that could possibly be ironed out in here. I don't want to have to go back when it's finished and create something new or some mod or whatever. I want the testers to be able to come up and say, hey, this really needs to be here, or we can utilize this data here that's already there to do, this cool thing. Or I think the major, like big pieces are in play, and I haven't even messed with the cards in a long time. So I think the cards themselves are fine. The one thing I want to change is on the pitcher cards here. You can see it's kind of it's not as tall as the batter card, so I do want to change that. That could create some weirdnesses with the cards. I'll just have to see, but I want those heights to be a little bit easier. It's kind of hard to read when they're squished down so much. I don't know why I didn't do that before, but an oversight. And then I'm going to take the manager stuff. I'm going to put that all onto its own chart. So you'll have all the managers there, and you'll be able to see their tendencies. So you can see here, I didn't explain it very well, but you have the manager's name. So this is your park card. So the card for the Cardinals. It's going to have, these are their two primary colors. So this top part's going to have that. And this bottom section will be removed. So it'll just be this top part here, and that'll kind of give you a little bit more space down through here. This will go farther out to the side and be even just a little bit bigger. It's already easy to see, which is good. We have the manager's tendencies for stealing second base, third base, sacrifices, intentional walks, bringing in pinch hitters or pinch runners, and then pitchers per game. So how many pitchers did this manager bring in per game? Did he have a quick hook? Do you have a slow hook? Does he like to stay with guys, or you kind of do a lot of the pitcher carousel? So these are all based off of the average of all managers. And so there is there's like a plus minus kind of above average or against the average that is available at baseballreference.com. So we have all those managers here, and they do it down through history. So it's kind of cool to be able to see that. So for Marmol, he steals second base. His players steal second base at a lower clip than average, but they steal third base at a very high clip. So it was like plus 120 or 140 or something like that. So they steal third base a lot. They don't steal second base as much, and they don't sacrifice as much as the average. They're way below average at issuing intentional walks. Pinch hitters and pinch runners also below average, but pitchers per game, he's about average, which I would think average in the MLB is going to be 3 to 4 pitchers per game. But basically he's going to stick with his guys for a full inning. For me, I was bringing in extra pitchers because they just weren't getting anybody out. But some managers like to really manage. And so that's one thing that you'll see with some managers. You'll be like, wow, that guy likes to sit back and not do very much as far as strategy is concerned. And man, that guy wants to push all the buttons. That's kind of, you get this sense of when you look at their tendencies, you're like, man, that guy really likes to be involved and to earn his millions. That's for sure. So it's just kind of interesting to see how those managers do what they do. And then if you wanted to the best way to try to simulate what's happening in a season or in a replay is to get into the head of the manager and treat the team like the manager treated the team. So maybe you like to run a lot, but Marmol doesn't like to run and steal second base much. Maybe you don't like stealing third, but Marmol really likes to steal third. And maybe that includes like double steals and stuff like that. So maybe that's not a part of your game, but you want the Cardinals to perform like they would normally perform. Now, I don't have Rossi's managerial stuff here with me. I should have printed it out so I'd have his too. But he's a different kind of manager. He's a little bit more aggressive. They're a little bit more aggressive on the base paths than the Cardinals are. In fact, they're aggressive, I think, first to third and second to home. Like I said, there'll be separate charts to roll off of to match those types of aggression. So again, the team will feel a little bit more like like the teams. Sorry, the allergies are like terrible here. I don't have bad allergies, but it's affecting me. That's how I know it's bad. So like I was saying, taking the extra bases will help you again to follow the profile of the team. And all of these things are there to help you in your replays. You can use them or not. You can decide on the lineups yourself or not. It doesn't, like, these things you're not beholden to these things. I'll probably provide both ballpark specific hits, and maybe I'll continue to provide this generic one if you want to just use that. I don't know why you wouldn't use the more specific one. It doesn't require anything extra of you, just rolling a D20 instead of a D10. But maybe you just want to play everything neutral and down the line instead of having the ballpark affect anything. So that is a new addition to the game. There'll be other things that I'm adding in. Again, I'll do the taking extra bases charts. We'll make sure that those are graded out to aggressive, normal, and cautious, and that way you can match the team. I'll move those it'll be team oriented, so it'll be like each team has their managerial tendencies and their extra base tendencies all together on the same row. So those will be 32. There'll be 32 of those on a chart, and you'll be able to kind of reference that chart whenever you're like, well, I just want to get a sense of like how this manager dealt with his team. So you look down through and you see the two managers, and you're like, okay, like I kind of know what to do here. He's going to be a little bit more aggressive. He's going to be a little bit less aggressive, or whatever. Would he normally bring in a pinch hitter in this situation? He brings in fewer than normal, so maybe you think about that a little bit more and say, well, I'll just stick with him. That's talking about playing time. That's talking about getting bench guys in, that kind of thing. So it just gives you some direction about how to play the game. All right, the next game up is going to be Chicago at St. Louis again. This was a 2-game set. I've already got it printed out here. I'm not going to play it right now, but it'll be Stroman going for the Cubs against Liberatore, I think is how you say his name. And he'll be going for the Cardinals. And so I'll play that one out probably tomorrow. So look for that one to come out soon. And we'll see what happens here in real life. These two split these 2 games. So the Cardinals came back and won this game too on June 25th. We'll see if that happens on the tabletop. So far, we've had kind of all over the place. The Cardinals took 2 of 3 from Chicago in Wrigley Field, and now the Cubs have taken game 1. So that's 2 games in a row, and the series is tied at 2 games apiece. So let's see, kind of a rubber match game in this 5-game home and home, and we'll see who comes out with the ultimate win against the Cubs and Cardinals. If you like this content, give it a thumbs up. Super easy to support the channel. If you find yourself coming back here a lot, just go ahead and click subscribe, and you'll get notified whenever I post new videos, usually anywhere from 2 to 5 a week. And so there's plenty of content here. I did a little poll, so if you look in the community tab, in the community sections, you can see that poll Let me know what kind of content that you like to see here or that you are interested in. Most people are interested in either tutorials or full game replays, which is mostly what I do. But I also do some design stuff and things like that. Just talking through designing games and what it's like to think about, designing games or little elements or things like that. So maybe that's of interest to you, maybe not. I just want to produce content that people are interested in and not waste my time or yours doing things that you are not interested in. So we're going to stick with the replays and the tutorials at this point. This game is not finished, so I don't have like a full-on tutorial for this one. But if you've picked up Play Action Football, there's an entire tutorial series for that. If you have No Huddle Football, there's an entire tutorial series for that. And if you don't know anything about those games, you can look at those playlists here on the YouTube channel and find out a lot about each of those games and see if that's something you might be interested in. Again, you can go to clarkandaddisongaming.com and you can pick up multiple seasons for each of those games with more coming in the future. Just a lot of time focused on this game right now. So that's this game is about 2 years in the making, 2.5. And so it feels like a culmination of all the things that I've learned doing some other games like the Game of Dice Baseball and some others that I put together. Quick Pitch Baseball is another one where some of these elements from Quick Pitch are finding their way into this game as well. Okay, that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.